Celebrating 10 years of award-winning car talk, it's the In Wheel Time Car Show. Just ahead, the car talk you want to hear, including Mr. Mars' review of the 2021 Infiniti Q50. Conrad has the events calendar, and we'll have this week's auto news headlines. That and a couple of guests coming on just ahead on today's In Wheel Time Car Show. Howdy. Along with Mike, out of this world Mars, King Conrad DeLong, and need more Jeff Zekin.
We got a lot more Jeff today.
And I'm even more Jeff Heitzman with you, sitting in for the Hall of Famer Don Armstrong, who's off today and on his way, motoring to Mobile, Alabama, to do the Gulf Coast Racing Series at the Mobile International Speedway tonight at 7:30. And that's going to be streaming online, I understand, too. Is that right?
Yes, it is. So
we figure if Gina doesn't come to us, we'll go to Gina.
There you go.
There you go. And on his way back, he's stopping at his parole officer.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
Good.
He's got a new assignment.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you know what? This is the first time that I've been to Studio A. This is quite a posh setup.
Well, we're glad to have you over here.
Thank you very much. It's a posh setup over here. But I did have one question. I wanted to know whether or not the license plates were made by Don during his time at the state penitentiary.
Yeah, they're all handmade, custom handmade.
Okay. All right.
Mounted on the wall because he made them at the Walls unit.
It kind of goes along hand in hand as you go along through that.
Poor Don's not here to defend himself.
No, and that's a good thing. So we're going to take full advantage of it. So Conrad, how was your week this week?
Wet. It was. Well, we had some extra training at the warehouse and doing some demonstrations and some training of the reps and stuff. And but a good week, very, very good week. I was in Oklahoma the week previous for a couple of days, and it was wet up there. Gosh, every time I go to Oklahoma, they have all these tornado warnings.
So it's been wet all over.
I need to go up there in the next couple of months, so let me know when you're going so I don't go at that time.
Oh, my gosh.
Sort of travels with
What'd you do this week, Mr.
I did a lot of things, a
Zekin?
lot of man stuff, a lot of guy stuff. Yeah.
You and Don together?
No. I did come into the studio Thursday. We had band rehearsal this week. Band sounded good. We got some gigs coming up. 24th of this month at the Huli Huli Hut, and then August 7th at the Marina Bar and Grill.
Okay, Galveston
Island, yeah. Huli Huli is like on the north end of the Strand.
And then,
okay.
And then for those who hear the voice but don't know the person, we have Jeff Heitzman sitting in the King's throne, sitting in for Daddy Don. And Jeff, tell us your story.
Well, my day job is down at NASA, and been in Houston for, 1977. So that's 44 years ago.
Wow.
And worked for Don a little bit at KPRC Radio as a weekend talk show producer.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so he was my boss for a while. And
you still have the scars, don't you?
Yeah, I still have especially on the rear. Yeah. So it's.
You cherish those, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Every night when I go to bed, yeah.
Well, you were showing them to us earlier, but don't show them again.
Absolutely. But thanks a lot for having me. It's great to be here.
Well, you're pretty much a part of the show. You are Jeff is our remote audio engineer, because usually about the time the show starts, Jeff will give us a cue as to how we sound on Facebook, whether our levels are correct or we're not there at all.
So right now we have no clue what's going on.
Yeah. We're running wild here. So
Very good.
It's good.
Very
and
good.
He actually saved us one time. He comes to a lot of our remotes and stuff, and he saved us when we were at Kills and Wheels this year, because we actually had a technical issue that he went and got some parts for us.
Right.
It was raining.
Right.
We were all soaking wet.
It was
out
monsoon.
There. Yes.
And Don forgot his Prevost in that day.
Oh, yeah. That's why we had to go get parts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We were so wet, my wallet was wet that day.
Yeah, everything was wet.
Yeah.
So we've kind of made some arrangements for that if that happens again, but hopefully it's not going to.
Well, it was kind of strange, because when we went off the air at 11 o'clock, the skies parted, the clouds went away, and then the sun came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
exactly.
It knew we were through.
Yeah. And then there was another day after that, so very good.
Yeah.
Good morning, Randy Goodwin from the Dallas area. Randy is probably a 30-year friend of mine who I got to know when he worked at Jim Alley Oldsmobile in Dallas, and then he actually went to work as an instructor at the GM Training Center.
Very cool.
Up there for a long time.
Well,
so he's a wealth of knowledge.
Thanks for joining.
And a very long-time friend of ours. He's also, forgive him, he's also an MG fan.
Well, okay,
MGs
you got to
cool.
forgive him of these little shortcomings. So one thing that we wanted to do today, throw it out there. If you got some questions for us, you want to know something about the show or something, some questions we can answer, send them to us on a Facebook chat. You can send them in. Conrad will get noted of them, and we'll try and answer them. And if we can't answer them, we'll lie, and we'll do that later on in the show. So we'll kind of take some notes while we're getting ready and getting to that point.
Better yet, if you have questions about Don, send those in, and we will definitely tell the truth.
We'll definitely lie.
Or if you have good stories about Don that he doesn't want us to know about, please let us know. We'd love to pick on him anyhow.
Yeah. We've already picked on him this morning. Conrad messed with him already this morning.
Well, Don is driving his Corvette all the way to Mobile, Alabama.
Yeah. And you know how it is. If you're not at the meeting, you are on the agenda.
That's right.
Oh, that's a good point, yeah.
So
very good.
All right. So we have a guest this morning. Mr. Richard Tomlin is
the president.
Well, he's the regional executive of the Houston area Sports Car Club of America.
How about if we let him tell us?
And we can do that. Are you there, Richard?
I'm here.
Good morning.
Good morning, guys. What's going on?
How's it going with you?
Still humid down here. You guys were talking about the wet. Wet is an understatement for us down here in Angleton, Alvin area. I want to say we're at like 7.5 inches now.
Wow.
Just soaking wet.
Yeah, and there's a little more
goes.
coming, unfortunately.
And you're just coming back from a couple of weeks up at Pikes Peak.
Yeah, a long 3 weeks.
Did you guys get much rain up there when you were up there?
Weather was amazing, but it's Colorado, right? So it's 78 in the afternoon and 32 in the morning. When you're playing with at altitude, we're up at 13,000 feet. We had rain and 38 degrees for about 4.5 hours.
Wow.
That was pretty miserable for this Texan.
Yeah, I saw some pictures. You had your jacket on up there in your shorts,
Yeah. So very prepared. It'll be better next year, I promise. I'll actually take some pants.
Oh, that's probably a good thing.
idea.
Good thing. So you got lots of things going on with the SCCA.
Busy time of the year for us, right before everybody gets back to kids back in school. So a couple big races going. Today we've got our annual barbecue, which is basically we invite all of our membership out. All 1,250 people are invited.
Wow.
To my 7 acres of swampland currently at our shop here, Apex Auto Works. And we'll be grilling fajitas, burgers, dogs tonight. A couple adult beverages provided as well. But it's open. I mean, if one of you guys wants to come down or any listeners want to come down, swing on by. We'll talk about all things Sports Car Club of America. This is how we kind of create some new membership and some new buzz. It's not often that we get together and we're not racing. So these events are looked forward to by many.
Well, because
you're 2 events a year we do where we're not racing. So.
But you're allowed to drink when you're not racing.
Absolutely.
Well, not only that, but you actually can get a chance to stand around and talk about racing if that's what you want to talk about.
Instead of drinking.
Wrenching each other's cars.
Right.
Whereabouts in Alvin are you located, Richard?
We are at 3122 County Road 181, right behind Froberg's farm where the strawberries are.
Cool.
He's in the boonies. I've been there. It's not a place you're just going to accidentally drive by. You have to know where it is and drive to it.
Well, in a way, that's a good thing.
You make a left at the second banjo player.
The one with or without teeth?
The one without
Play
teeth.
the banjo, man.
Yeah.
So the reason for the get-together is just the Houston area SCCA guys? And anybody who's interested in joining the SCCA is welcome to come out as well.
Just come on out and have a good time. And this ties into we've got an event tomorrow. We'll be running another autocross at the Gulf Greyhound Park, right there in Hitchcock, Lamarck area. That'll start at 7:30 is when the registration opens. So we've got about 130 people signed up for that event already. So it should be another healthy day, and weather is cleared. So we should be dry, as fingers crossed, for tomorrow.
So when you set up the parking lot at Gulf Greyhound Park, do you try and mirror a track somewhere in the world, or do you just have your own setup and it's the same setup each time?
Well, that's one of the things that makes autocross so unique is every time it's different. So you're not running the same course every time. And we set up courses we've got a track map, facility map, and we lay out our course with our bylaws on what the actual spacing has to be for cones. And then we'll have 2 or 3 guys run out there and test it. If it tests good, nobody else drives the course until the following day. And we show up, and all 130 people will get 4 to 5 runs, depending on how everything goes. And your fastest individual time of those 5 runs puts you at the top of the mountain as the fastest guy there.
And different classes, or just run what you brung? And
almost 50 classes now.
Oh, wow.
Everybody's got a class. I call it the Everybody Gets a Trophy Award. But that's kind of my personal thing, that fun, fair, positive soccer type mentality. But there's so many different cars, and when you put them into the handling and grip elements that we challenge the cars with, weaknesses of cars show up very quickly, and nobody likes to lose all the time.
Now,
so
Richard, what the official name of what you do, is it a gymkhana for the SCCA? Is that technically?
No, it is actually called autocross.
Autocross. And the reason I asked that, my sister and my brother-in-law up in Detroit many, many years ago ran gymkhanas, I guess, and then it's advanced to that.
There's a fine line between the two. One of the things, what they call a pin turn. Okay, so a gymkhana would use a pin turn, which basically a 360-degree turn around a pin turn, a cone, and they would use reverse. Autocross doesn't allow reverse or full 360-degree turns.
I got you.
So is this
very minimal difference, but same thing. If you know gymkhana, you would understand autocross.
Right.
That's the closest thing we've got to it in Texas.
And is this something back years ago they would have called Solo 2?
Absolutely. Solo 2 is exactly what it was.
I never heard of that. I've heard of gymkhana.
Okay. Yeah. Well, there was Solo 1 and Solo 2, and I never understood the difference between the two, but they let me run in Solo 2.
Solo 1 is over highway speeds. Solo 2 is under highway speeds.
Okay.
Oh. Interesting.
So how much speed will somebody get up to there at Gulf Greyhound Park?
Gulf Greyhound Park, they should be below 65 to 70. Okay, is kind of the standard, and that's in a parking lot. Now you get to some of our modified and prepared cars. They're running literally 14-inch wide slicks on their Fox body Mustang. They'll hit 80, 70, 78, 85, depending on how we lay it out.
So are you going there primarily as an administrator, or are you going to bring your LS-powered Mazda Miata?
Oh, no, I'm just administrator for that one. My car stays on the big tracks. The small tracks are a little timid for this thing.
Wow.
So that's the Houston region SCCA annual summer barbecue and open house. It starts today at 5 o'clock. And it's at 3122 County Road 181 in Alvin.
Well, he's on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's reading your flyer.
Go ahead and sign Don up to belong to the SCCA. Since he's not here, let's just go ahead and sign him up.
Yeah, we can make him a member.
Yeah. Well, anybody who's interested, it's a great time to go, kind of get a feel for who the people are.
Yeah, if you're on the fence.
And then, probably even go tomorrow to the autocross and get a feel for what's going on.
Exactly.
It'd be a great introduction to joining SCCA.
Perfect.
Yeah, and there's no fee to come to either event. Even tomorrow at Lamarck, if you want to come watch some cars run around cones, come on down.
So
spectators are welcome.
If you are interested and you do want to join, what is the cost? What is involved in that?
Annual membership is $45.
Wow.
To join with us. Family membership ends up being like $90. That gets you husband, wife, and like up to like 22 kids or something like that.
Well, you're cheaper than Amazon Prime.
Exactly.
And a hell of a lot more fun.
Yeah. There you go.
Hey, Richard. Now you've also got something coming up here with COTA up at Circuit of the Americas.
Yeah, next weekend we'll be at COTA for the Radical Cup. So Radical Cup runs with Indy Series. They've tied in with a couple American Le Mans Series. I'll be there next weekend working as race director.
Whoa.
No fans allowed at this event, just because it was scheduled early and something with pricing with COTA. But it will be streamed live, so tune in, take a watch of it there, and you'll probably get to see me a couple times.
Stream live where?
As that race progresses, it's going to get just bigger and bigger. This is a international group, 35 drivers from around the world, some XF1 drivers playing there as well. So good times.
So streamed live where?
It is the radicalcup.com is where all their information is.
Radicalcup.com.
So those of you who know sports racers, imagine a sports racer with kind of a 2020 twist on aero. Still seats 2 people, and most of them are running the Busa motors. Some of them were running the Ford Ecotex or EcoBoost. There are 4 different classes they'll be racing.
So, and you're going to be the race director.
Yep, I'll be there shuffling people around.
Wow.
And this is an SCCA event?
SCCA Pro Racing.
So
Wow.
Yes, it
is this a permanent title for you?
We'll see. I mean, everything's up for negotiations, right?
Okay.
You're always out doing things and trying to learn new things, and this is kind of aspirations on a place we've chased, kind of like the Pikes Peak. Doing tech and being a race director at Pikes Peak was breathtaking and amazing. You know, as a kid, you're watching this stuff on TV,
Yep.
and here you are, 30 years later, and you're doing it, and you're an official. It's unreal what the world can provide you if you just get up and go do things.
Yeah, we just want to be able to say we know the race director.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Not a problem.
Yeah, for what it's
I'll be
worth,
around.
right? Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I'm going to put a link up to Radical Cup North America on our Facebook page if people want to jump on next weekend. Well, you might be on against us. Maybe I won't put that up.
I'll say this: there's some pretty impressive cars that pull some really, really high Gs. International companies selling these cars everywhere.
So
I've even seen a couple show up used already.
is this the full course at COTA, or is it going to be one of the shortened courses?
Full course at COTA.
Oh, wow.
3 separate races over 2 days. And then the last race, we actually do require a pit stop. So you are required to have crew and knowledge to do tire changes and fuel.
So what kind of top speed will they see? Because I think, isn't the back straight kind of the fastest straight at COTA?
They'll be touching 200.
Oh, my
Wow,
gosh.
holy smokes. Wow.
And these cars are, the lightest ones are just under 1,000 pounds. And they'll be producing 240, 250 horse.
Jeez.
They move.
Wow.
Hold on tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. Hold on real
Perfect.
tight. Well, cool.
All right.
And we got to get you guys out to one of our events live. We need to try and forecast that for one of our Saturday road race events. Get you guys out there.
Sure, be happy to come out and do it. It's just a matter
Get you
of,
guys on site.
Yeah.
we just need internet access and power and Bloody Marys.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think we can take care of all that.
Yeah, you got that covered, huh?
He's got that covered tonight at 5 o'clock.
That's right.
And next week we'll be able to give you guys more information on the wrench rally.
Yes.
Looks like the start is going to be in Milwaukee.
Oh, that's a
At
Donnie.
the Harley
Further
Davidson place?
Do what?
At the Harley Davidson place, maybe?
I don't know where we're going to start yet. We have not picked that. We've got a meeting Wednesday, which will iron out a lot of the details. But we spun the globe and stuck a pin, and Milwaukee is what got the go-ahead. So
Milwaukee to Houston.
And
Very good.
Don's from Wisconsin. Maybe he should.
Maybe
join
Don
me.
should go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Drive the Corvette.
I think we should.
Yeah.
And then
It'd be nice
coming
to
and
get
then
you guys in on
finish
that,
and
so.
then finishing here in Houston, and then again the same situation where you'd be donating those vehicles that you acquire in Milwaukee to needy families here in Houston.
absolutely.
And
We're
people,
working with the Alvin Chamber of Commerce this time, and they're going to help us locate the cars. So
Good.
goal of donating 10 cars to single mothers or families in need.
There you go.
All right.
and they can go sign up for that at wrenchrally.com.
Wrenchrally.net.
.net.
Somebody went and took the .com because I wasn't quick enough after the event was held. Somebody went and bought the wrenchrally.com. So
Well, I'll sell it to you
wonderful
for $1,000.
Too busy being
Yep.
race director is what he's doing.
they only wanted $2,500 for it.
Oh,
So,
well, that's all. We make a heck of a deal. Well, Richard, it's been
Yep.
great. Be sure and keep us informed about how that's going. Sooner or later, we're going to do that.
all right, very good.
That's a
All
threat.
right.
We'll talk soon.
That's a
All
threat.
right. Good luck to you, sir, and we'll talk later. If you'd like to get in touch with us, shoot us an email. The address is info@InWheelTime. Time now, I think, for Conrad, they're going to do the events calendar.
Well, always lots of good stuff going on, and hopefully, the weather will hold off for some people. Most of these will cancel if it's raining. So, again, tonight, Nifty 50s up at Grogan's Mill. Randy always puts on a good show. Cost a couple of bucks to get in, but it's worth it. And, you've got live music, generally a lot of support from the restaurants around there, and always a good turnout of some cool cars. And then Kima Car Meet tonight from 6 to 9 p.m. Tomorrow, Houston Performance Driving and Troy Dixon is going to have his Twin Peaks Webster Meet, and that is going to be kind of the conclusion spot because Speed Advocates is having their Galveston cruise-in tomorrow. Going to head down to Galveston in the morning. They're going to have a couple of different meetup spots. One of the meetup spots is going to be the Kroger's and Target right there at 518 in Pearland. Then there's the other meetup spot is going to be the Buc-ee's on the east side of Lake Jackson. Then they'll take the Blue Water Highway, the tollway.
Yeah, I think it's
the toll bridge. Get down into Galveston, probably if they let them up on Cherry Hill, take some pictures, and then head on up to Twin Peaks and Webster. Be a pretty fun event.
I live near a street called Cherry Hill.
And then next Saturday, we'll be live again at Tailpipes and Tacos in Katy at the Kingsland Boulevard exit off of 99. You were pointing at me?
Is it the Katy one or is it Newcastle? Or is it Newcastle?
Newcastle.
No, it's not
It's
Newcastle.
Katy.
It's Katy.
Yeah, we're at the Katy location, and they're still doing it at the one off of 59 and Kirby. We won't be there. We'll be at the Katy location.
That's the one I was
But if you
thinking.
want to go and if you don't want to take the car all the way out to Katy, you can go to the Kirby location. They're going to have a show there as well. So we really appreciate the support that Lupe Tortillas provides us in doing this. And, Stan and Sheila are just a hoot to have on the show and talk with. They've always got some great stories and some wonderful stories about Don that one of these days we'll get to put on the air.
Yeah.
As soon as they get them all edited.
Yeah.
And then
Very good.
word of the day. And then Sunday, July 25th is going to be Houston Cars and Cocktails at Little Woodrow's off of 249 in Tomball. And then we'll talk about some other stuff that's coming up a little bit later.
Very good.
So I had the chance to drive the 2021 Infiniti Q50 Signature Series all-wheel drive.
The 50 is the biggest one, isn't it?
Nope, that's a smaller one.
Okay.
Yep. This is the compact luxury, and it's the one that they've taken and they made a kind of a sports sedan out of it. And for this year, there's actually 5 trim levels, and the new one is the new sensory trim level, and it replaced the sport.
That's
so
pretty.
you start out with the pure, the luxe, the sensory, and you get into the signature, which is where I was with the all-wheel drive. And the top of the line is the red sport, and that one's got the hot rod motor in it, but we'll get to that. So it's all new for 2021. It's the same basic sheet metal since 2014. So when they created this Q50 design, they really created something that's lasted them a long time. It's got the big bold grille. It got some nice athletic lines on it that gives it that sport look, but it's still in the sedan category. Up front, you're going to find the LED lighting that's standard all the way around, the headlights, fog lights, tail lights, all that good stuff. And it's got power heated side mirrors. You got the power moonroof, and we're rolling on the 19-inch sport aluminum alloy wheels. So the exterior kind of gives you that sports sedan look to it, but you're in the compact luxury segment. You get inside, now we're going to get some nice stuff here because we've got the leather seating surfaces. We've got a fold-down rear seat. So we've got the Infiniti InTouch dual display system. Now, I'm not a big fan of the dual screens, but this one worked really pretty well because your 360-degree camera is on one screen, and it's also got motion detector with it this year so that you can see all the way around, but it'll also let you know when there's something actually coming.
So that way if somebody's walking behind or a kid or a kid's toy is
or you can
by.
actually see a car coming down the street towards you.
Wow.
It's got a really wide field of view to it. We also had the optional Bose 16-speaker audio system that really winds this thing up, fills the whole interior up with sound. And again, back to that sports segment of it, it had the paddle shifters to go along with it. And it's really kind of works out well because under the hood, it's got a 3.0-liter V6 twin turbo. Now, this model's got 300 horsepower. The red Sport steps up to 400. But other than that, you're at the 300 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque. Got a 7-speed automatic. And if you put it into the sport drive mode, it actually has rev matching in that manual shifting mode.
Huh.
Now, the EPA says you should be looking for a 19 in the city, out on the highway about 27, and combined 22. I easily got 21 scrolling around this thing. You could get out on the highway. You can do better than 27 if you put the cruise on it and you let it roll. 0 to 60, they claim, is at about 5 seconds. Does have a sport mode, and it does create a different feel in the way the vehicle drives. I'm not a big fan of the electronic steering that it's got because it feels a little disconnected. It's a little too easy to
drive-by-wire type?
Yeah, it's a little too easy to me. It doesn't really have that good highway feel for a sport vehicle. But, again, if you're looking at a luxury vehicle, this is really a highway runner. It'll get out there, and it will roll real quick. I'm not a big fan of run flats. However, they're there, and they're noticeable, but they're not really too bad. So if you're looking for something to compare this to, you might look at an Audi A4, the Lexus ES, or even the new Acura TLX. A base, pure, entry-level Q50 will run you about $36,600 to get into the car to get started.
Not bad.
Now, our base test vehicle, because we were up a couple of notches, started at $50,200.
And as equipped?
And as equipped, the MSRP as equipped, rolling out the door, because we didn't really have a lot of options, because a lot of this stuff is packaged to trim level, $52,800 as tested.
Yeah,
that's not bad for that nice a car.
It was a really nice car. Again, some people look at the lines on it, may look at old data, but you can't tell the difference between it and any of the other. I mean, they're all kind of in that lane. So they did real good when they started with it. And that's my review of the Q50.
Awesome.
From Infiniti.
Awesome blossom.
The In Wheel Time Car Show, the In Wheel Time Car Show streams live on Facebook, YouTube. It's also on Twitch and InWheelTime.com. Podcasts are available at your favorite podcast provider. The In Wheel Time Car Show continues right after this quick break.
Let me tell you about a locally owned and operated group of dealerships called Bayway. Bayway owner Daryl Wisniewski is born and raised right here, and he knows Houstonians better than anyone.
Okay.
Bayway Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, Bayway Lincoln, and Bayway Chevrolet are managed by Lincoln Stahl. And when you get to know these guys, you'll want to become part of the Bayway family too. Feel good that you're part of Houstonian-owned Bayway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.com, BaywayChevrolet.com, and BaywayLincoln.com. Remember the name, Bayway. Tailpipes and Tacos, Houston's premier monthly car cruise-in, returns Saturday, July 17th at 2 Loopy Tortilla Mexican restaurants in Katy and inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway near Kirby. Tailpipes and Tacos is free and everyone's invited. You'll see collector cars, hot rods, customs, magnificent originals, and resto mods at 2 locations. Cars from all over Southeast Texas cruise in and show off in a friends and family event at the Loopy Tortilla Mexican restaurant on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10 in Katy, and inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway near Kirby. Drag racer, car enthusiast, and Loopy founder Stan Holt brings you Houston's hottest cruise-in. Tailpipes and Tacos, inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway in Kirby, and in Katy on the Grand Parkway just south of I-10, where you'll see the In Wheel Time Car Show. Get your ride ready, and we'll see you at the Tailpipes and Tacos Saturday morning cruise-in, July 17th, 8 to 11 a.m., weather permitting. You see all the new ceramic car wash cleaners on TV now, but John Gray at Gulf Coast Auto Shield has been using ceramic coatings on Houston's most expensive cars for years, and he'll tell you that nothing beats the real thing. Gulf Coast Auto Shield installs a coating over your paint that actually comes with a warranty. If you just picked up your Lambo, your Aston Martin, Porsche, Ferrari, any other exotic car, chances are your car will have company that have already found Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Now, you don't have to own an exotic. Maybe you got a truck, an SUV, or even an older vehicle that needs a little love. Well, let John Gray give it a look and give you an estimate on refurbishing that paint and making your vehicle look new again. How about getting a gift certificate for the wife's birthday or anniversary from Gulf Coast Auto Shield and tell her, honey, I know you love your car, so why don't we get it looking new again? It'll be the best gift ever, one that she'll never forget. Get hold of John Gray at gcautoshield.com or give him a call, 832-264-0670. Gulf Coast Auto Shield.